It's coming home. Okay guys, sorry for not uploading for a few weeks. As you may know, it's the busy period for UK gardeners, and particularly for my business, with us being more and more focused on planting projects as time goes on. We've been locked in a bit of a battle during the heat of the last few weeks to try to keep all of the planting alive and vibrant. So my apologies, we haven't really had a lot of time to upload videos for you. And also thank you, because we're over 900 subscribers now, well on our way to 1,000. And I just wanted to update what we're probably going to do when we reach 1,000. One of the first things that I'd like to do is to take any revenue from this channel, and I want to use it to support a local charity. Now, that charity's name is Working for Health. I'll let you look up what they do, but all I will say is they're heavily oversubscribed, very, very underfunded, and they could really do with our support. So I think it'd be a real positive if we can come together, maybe not just use the revenue from this channel to support them, but if you guys can also have a look, and any way you can support them, be very, very welcome. Thank you. It's a very, very worthwhile charity, and as I say, they're constantly up against it with the lack of funding. So any way we can help them, let's help them, please. Okay, so today's video, I'd like to talk about Google reviews, and a couple of things to outline before we talk about this, please. Firstly, I am no expert on this subject. If you look at my business online, what we find is I have a Google business page, but I think there's like one review on there, something like that. The only reason I have it is because the chap who designed my website, when he built the website, he just said, do you want me to set you up a Google business page quickly while I do this? And I said, well, yes, go on, you may as well. But since that point in time, I've never even looked at it, never touched it, to be honest. Perhaps even my business is a good case study for what can be achieved without that, though, because obviously we've built the business without ever using Google. Secondly, this video is not in any way meant to defame or characterize or anything like that people who might rely on or use Google business reviews to help them attract customers. This is simply just a case of me sharing what I've learned over the last few weeks. Right, so let's start from the beginning. When I was looking at ways we can increase the amount of customers we attract, one of the things I looked at earlier in the year was Google business reviews. And I had a lot of people phoning me up, I think as a lot of business owners do, telling me how important they are and how they would help me to get higher on searches, and how they would help me to advertise and everything else. But I did question that somewhat, because we'd never used it. Okay, and without sounding arrogant, our average per day is we're contacted on average about 4 times per day with requests for quotes currently. And I've never used Google. So for me, it was about, well, what is it going to bring that I can't already do offline without it? But also I went and did my research. So I talked to 15 of our customers in our customer base, and I asked them, do you think it would improve our business? Would it help to attract new clients, etc., etc., buyers using Google? And I was really shocked by the response. All 15 came back and basically said, for want of a better term, don't bother. I was really shocked by that, because it was quite contrary to everything we're being told about how important and how much it can help with your business. But all the customers said, don't bother with it. I was really puzzled by this. So I went on a bit of a journey to find out why. Why would that be their opinion? So I began to question. I did my research online, I spoke to more customers, and two glaringly obvious things stood out. The first was customers didn't feel that Google reviews were an accurate reflection of what the business actually provides. And the reason for this is, I think all of them had a similar experience whereby the reviews were being engineered, for want of a better word. So what was happening was the tradesman would go to the property and they would say something to the customer along the lines of, well, were you happy with the service? Was everything really good? Was it great? You know, any issues? No issues? Okay, here's a link. Can you write a Google review? So when you're pushing for reviews only from the customers that you know are really happy, that's kind of review engineering. That's not a broad and balanced picture of what that business is really like. That's somebody just seeking out only positive reviews. And I think customers have clued on to that over time. I think what's happening is kind of the same as what's happened to TripAdvisor, is that customers are wise to the fact that a lot of these online reviews, they're not necessarily an accurate reflection of the business. And the second problem was, and I never really understood this until I received an email recently. Customers were saying that, again, pretty much like TripAdvisor, a lot of the reviews are fake, clearly fake. And one customer showed me an example of this, which was a business that had recently just started up. So that business was about 2 weeks old. And that business had 50 plus positive reviews on Google. And I didn't understand how that could be. And the customer was saying, look, just read through these. You can see the bad grammar, the bad English. You can see some of these are not real. But I was like, well, how could that be? Until I received an email. And I've since learned that a lot of tradesmen get these emails on a regular basis. Foreign company offering to write, I think it was 30 positive reviews for £10 was the offer they made. And then a lot of this clicked into place for me. What I think's happening in the picture I've been presented is, yes, they can be a very positive tool, but there's now so much review engineering and so much fakery out there of the reviews that, much in the same way that TripAdvisor is now always taken with a pinch of salt, I think customers are also taking these Google reviews with quite a pinch of salt. And I think what's happening over time is people are going back to sort of more traditional ways of finding a tradesman. They're asking people who've used someone to recommend someone. And actually, we're seeing that online quite a lot now. I don't know if you've noticed, but on Facebook over the last couple of years, more and more people will be posting something to say, can you recommend someone you've used before? But then they're putting checks and balances on place of that as well. So they're asking, well, if this person has been used before, what's like examples of their work? I think customers have clued on to the fact, and it is a fact, unfortunately, that a lot of what is viewed online is not the real world. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this, please. Thank you.